This excerpt was taken from the second Full and Bloom interview with producer Tom Werman inside the album Dokken's Tooth and Nail. More info at fullandbloom.com. Can you tell me a little bit about the Dokken Tooth and Nail story of why you didn't complete that record?
Yeah, George. All about George. He was a great guitar player. We had I was working then with the engineer who did Shout at the Devil. Jesus, I can't even remember.
Sure, Jeff Workman.
Yeah, Jeff Workman. And he was a brilliant engineer and an alcoholic. And he was extremely divisive. And his habit was to get with the band, find the leader of the band, the guy who kind of was, the driver of the band, the most influential, and talk shit about the producer. This is why he was actually available, because he had been working, I think, with Roy Baker, and Roy got rid of him. So I picked him up, and he would talk shit about the producer and say I'm doing everything, meaning himself. And what he did on that record was he set up a microphone in the control room, recorded me, and then edited the conversation, bits, many parts of many conversations to completely change the meaning of everything I said, and then he played it for George. And this was all going on without my knowing anything. And then George did. We were doing a guitar solo one day, one night, whatever, and he was shredding and ripping and everything, and he had already done Tooth and Nail, the song, and it was a brilliant solo. I mean, really great. One of the great solos, guitar solos I've ever heard. And it was a composition. But on this other song, he was just kind of, playing fast and not really. He didn't have any melody. He didn't have any progression. He wasn't taking you from point A to point B. And I said, George, you're playing great. I love the way you play, but I really think you should work on the composition, work on the on the shape of the solo. So and make it more like Tooth and Nail in terms of melody and make it a little more memorable instead of just noodling around on the neck of the guitar. And he got very angry, and he threw his guitar down, and he said, I don't know, he started swearing at me, and I think Workman had told him that I was a fag and this and that, and he called me names, and it was really bad. And I said, George, you seem to be pretty angry. Would you like to come in here and hit me, maybe? And he did not. And then we stopped the session. Then I said, all right, we're gonna quit for the night. And I went home, and I said, I don't want to finish this album. I can't mend this rift. So I called Cliff Bernstein and the manager, and I said, "Listen, can you get some? I'd really, we had this disturbance, and in the studio, and I'd like it if you got somebody else finish the album and mix it." So we made a deal. I gave a point away, and then Wagner did it, Michael Wagner. And that was it. I mean, everybody else in the band was great. George had issues. George, he was a very temperamental person. So.
Yeah, I think everybody's always assumed it was Don Dokken with the issues.
No, not at all. Don and George hated one another.
Right.
But Don was he was a good guy.
They even hated each other back then when you were working with them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Don wanted to do, love ballads, and George wanted to shred.
So how long are you on, like, total on that record? Are you there for like a couple of months or a month, or?
I don't remember, but we were close. We were close to finishing recording.
All you had on there was 1 point, or did you just give away just?
No, I had 4, I think.
Oh, so you still got points.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Very nice.
I get, I got paid appropriately.
Well, of course, yeah. I just wasn't sure. Some of the stuff out there made it seem like you were out very quick, so I didn't know if you were there long enough to kind of hang on to your points.
Yep.
It's pretty amazing that, as far as the ballads go, when you look back and you think of like the top ballads, I mean, you basically did them all. The Alone Again was huge for Dokken. Every Rose Has Its Thorn, of course, and then Home Sweet Home. But I would say those 3 songs sort of set the standard that everybody had to do a ballad during that era.
Yeah. I mean, that was really one of the easiest ways to get hard rock bands on AM radio, like Dream On. That was the prototype, Dream On. It was just the most wonderful, that was a ballad.
Oh, brilliant ballad.
But yeah, truly brilliant. And then there was we did Don't Close Your Eyes,
Like Kicks,
and then I think even Kicks. Did Kicks have a ballad?
That was Kicks. That was their ballad.
Oh, that was Kicks. Did L.A. Guns?
Yeah, the Ballad of Jane. That's right. You did that one.
Right.
Don't